Good morning, Michael here again. It's Halloween, October 31st, 2018. So I figured I'd start the day off, my day anyway, with a reading 24 hours a day. Thought for the day. I have more peace and contentment. Life has fallen into place. The pieces of the jigsaw puzzle have found the correct position. Life is whole, all of one piece. I am not cast hither and you on every wind of circumstance or fancy. I am no longer a dry leaf cast upon a wave by the breeze. I have found my place of rest, my place where I belong. I am content. I do not vainly wish for things I cannot have. I have the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. Have I found contentment? Meditation for the day. In all of us, there is an inner consciousness that tells of God, an inner voice that speaks to our hearts. It is a voice that speaks to us intimately, personally, in a time of quiet meditation. It is like a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. We can reach out into the darkness and figuratively touch the hand of God. As the big book puts it, deep down in every man, woman, and child is a fundamental ideal of God. We can find the great reality deep down within us. And when we find it, it changes our whole attitude in life. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may follow the leading of the inner voice. I pray that I might not turn a deaf ear to the urging of my conscience. Uplifting words, I would think. It's hard to come to grips with accepting things that you cannot change. I tell you, that was hard for me. I was angry for a while when I went to foster care, little kid, find myself playing, just be angry. Why does this have to happen to me? Why couldn't it happen to somebody else, right? But, just like the Bible says, I suppose, God doesn't put anything on your plate that you don't think, that He doesn't think you can handle. For some of us, that could be really fucking overwhelming. I thought I was Superman. It's amazing and humbling that I was able to figure out that I am not Superman. I can't help everyone. I can't make everyone happy. But what I can do is make sure that I live a true and just life with integrity, open-mindedness, and willingness to be open-minded. That's big, I think. I'm at work right now. I work for a power utility company in Detroit, Michigan. I trim trees away from the power lines. It's a hell of a job. Physically demanding, as well as mentally, believe it or not. So At any rate, hope your day begins safe. For me, it's going to begin safe, clean, and sober. 21 days. I'm very proud of that. I'm beginning to see that every day it seems to be clearer and clearer to me. My head's not cloudy. I can think rationally, not make haste decisions, think before I speak. Believe it or not, I'm really considerate of people, so even more so now. And I'm not ashamed. I'm absolutely not ashamed to be an alcoholic or whatever. I'm proud of the fact. I finally know who I am. I finally beginning to surround with people that think like me. And that's important. To get a sense of belonging instead of going through life trying to fit in, trying to be that jock or that cheerleader or that smart person in the room. The expectation of society. Not necessarily we, but I got to make my own waves in life. I believe I've done that. Never liked to follow people. In high school, went out for the football team, 9th grade. Went through training camp or, tryouts in the summertime in the heat. God, was it hot. And I ended up making the freshman football team. So I went to one of the coaches and was having a discussion with him, saying to him that I don't know if I want to play football, He was trying to talk me out of it, talking about how good the game is, team camaraderie, friends for life, all that good jazz. And I just said, I don't think it's for me. So his last attempt to try to keep me on a team, he says, well, Mike, you made the starting roster, you're going to start right guard and on defense there. And that was exciting, that was good that, I made the team and I was actually going to have a really big hand in contributing to it. And I said to him, thanks, I'll think about it or whatever. I didn't come back. So I didn't let her in football, right? So, but the reason I was thinking that way is because I didn't want to be a jock, to be honest with you. There's nothing wrong with them. A lot of my friends, played football. My best friend played football, and that's a funny story. I'll share that story sometime with you. It's hilarious. So, school starts or whatever, and I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? Because I've got so much energy. Believe it or not, I've got a lot of energy. For 42 years old, I'm grateful that I've got this much energy for a lot of reasons. One, to do my job, right? So before I digress, let me get back to the football story. So, we go to school, or I go to school rather, and I'm, going through the motions, being 14 years old, freshman in high school, beginning to find a sense of who I am. I realized a long time ago I was an arrogant fuck. That didn't change. I'm humble too, though. I don't ever forget where I come from. I'm the oldest of 9, brought up poor. My mother lived on $20,000 from welfare before she lost us to foster care. That wasn't a lot of money, let me tell you. I remember where I came from. I came from nothing, financially speaking, right? So anyway, I'm walking through school one day, and I don't know if the Coach Murray, that was the coach for the cross country team at that time, seen me running around the school, because I've got a lot of energy. So he stops me and they all, introduced themselves and asked who I was. And so my foster mother, for the last 4 years of my high school career, ended up being my teacher. I wasn't living with her at this time. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I guess that story really isn't like the 10th grade, I guess. Because I ended up playing basketball, freshman basketball. Basketball was my life. So it wasn't 9th grade, apparently. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it and talking about it, I guess it was more like 10th grade because I was living with Celeste. That was my foster mother's name, first name. So at any rate, Coach Berry seen me running around, introduced himself. I said who I was and asked about where I lived and things of that nature. And I said, well, I live with Celeste. He goes, no kidding. I was like, yeah. So, and then we got to talking about what I was doing for sports and told him about the story about football. And then he says to me, you ever thought about long distance running? And I said, huh? Can't say that I have, right? Who thinks about long distance running when you're in the 10th grade? So anyway, he said, think about it. We'd love to have you. So I lettered in cross country. I wasn't fast. I didn't win medals. To be honest with you, when I decided to go out, and since Coach Berry made me think, about it, and I wanted to do in my life. I always try to think why I'm doing something, so it can have meaning and purpose for me, so I can throw myself in it, don't half-ass it, if you're gonna do something, fucking do it, right? Say what you mean, do what you say, type of deal. So I come to realize that, or I come to the realization for myself that I was gonna do cross country because I like to run. I have a lot of energy. I knew I did. And I ran for me because I had found, once I got into it, that it was relaxing, man. It was just you and the course. It was just out there running with yourself, your thoughts. Boy, I was thinking about a lot of shit too running, but that was all right. So, at any rate, thanks for letting me talk here, sharing my unique story, and we'll talk soon. Have a blessed day. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. There are goblins and ghouls out there running around. I know I'm going to have fun. I think it's my 13-year-old's last time going out. He wants to go. I'll take him. Okay. Have a good day.